Hey guys, happy Friday. Popping in here for a Chariot chat and feeling rather inspired from a theme that's really coming forward this week about reflection, and even the energy of a reflection pool. I'm actually being reminded of something just about a year ago that I shared actually in the April Empowerment Pack that was a part of a field trip that I chaperoned with my daughter and class to Washington, D.C., and some experiences that happened there. And I'm actually going to share that on the other side of this chat so that you can see the beautiful reflection that came forward from that experience. And even I'm reminded of what happened when I went on this field trip and actually tripped on the curb just as I arrived and fell to both of my knees and scraped them up pretty good, and sort of saw the whole day flash before my eyes, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just here now with my map trying to get my bearings, responsible for these girls in the big city, and I just fell on my face. And through sharing that story last year, I talked about how the knees represent control and also moving forward or not. When we have a stiffness or stuckness or injury, ailment that involve the knees and the symbolism that is in there. And so I'm sort of backing into my thoughts here because I just came from my weekly yoga class, and just at the end, laying in Shavasana, which is yoga's relaxation pose, I guess I was starting to really just sort of drift off, and I actually had one of those moments where my knee jerked and startled me. Maybe I was falling asleep even. And my incredibly intuitive yoga instructor she got up and came over and just tapped gently on my knee. So she saw it as well. And I think I was probably moving through something that I was really holding on to there. It was my right knee. And the right side represents our masculine side. It's the yang side. It's the paternal side. And so interesting food for thought that I'm sort of marinating on there, where what might have been moving there or not, what was stuck. And it's just, as I'm just driving here home, I thought, wow, I'm being reminded of the reflection pool and the lessons that came forward from a year ago, which was a day that I fell to my knees. On this day, as I was just sort of jolted awake in Shavasana from my knee. But the other aspect that I really was inspired to come on and talk about, sort of circling back to our collective cards this week and sort of reflecting on especially Thursday and now Friday's card as the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. And knowing that this was all about our relationships, and the suit of cups is the element of water, and water represents emotions and flow and feels and brings us into the heart chakra, and is the element associated with Pisces. In Pisces season here, as we're on the other side of the Pisces new moon, all things we were talking about from Sunday onward on the Sharecast, where we tapped into our collective energies this week. And I have so many situations in my orbit right now of people who are moving through some really intense challenges in their relationships, marriages, friendships, business partnerships and associations, a lot washing up. And as I've said before, especially now as we're winding down Pisces season, getting to the end of Pisces season, which is the final sign of the zodiac and the astrological wheel, all of this reflection going back over, but aligned with the message of the reflection pool, which you will see the muck, the all that stuff that's at the bottom that needs to be drained and cleared. So wherever you are in that experience, if you're finding that any of your relationships are strained or that you have a lot washing back up, people from the past, relationships from the past, situations from the past, where it could be in new people, new situations where a familiar reflection of something that you've experienced in your past is washing back up, coming back up. This is right in alignment with the energies that we are in right now. And I know that it can be heavy and murky and foggy and all the things. And, again, we've been reminded through several of the cards and in the different readings, whether you were with me for the new moon reading or just through our collective messages, this holding on and persevering. And we're in this moment of pause and reflection and recalibration as we then pivot and launch into the new, which will, with equinox, with Aries season, the new astrological year, all kicking off next week. There's going to start to be some movement, and I think burning away of some of this excess. But, until then, we are in the thick of it, and we may feel rather waterlogged. So I just want to take a deep breath on that and think about, the way that these things are actually reflecting back to us, especially the relationships. They are our biggest teacher. That is how we have chosen as a collective, as humanity, to experience life in this 3D body, having this experience, learning, growing, and healing. Expanding as a soul is done through our relationships and all of the players that we encounter serving us. And again, those gifts are not always wrapped in a way that we want to receive. And often those packages contain the greatest gifts of all. So again, no matter the specifics, and some things are quite complicated and complex and really deep and mucky, and in some cases we go back to our Monday card, 10 of Swords, endings, finality. The first thing that came to me when I pulled that card on Sunday was stick a fork in me, I'm done, right? Burnout, end of the line, end of a cycle, end of a chapter. And if that is the case, if that is what's coming up for you, that a relationship, a situation, a circumstance is truly no longer serving, and it's something that's time for you to really cleanse and clear from your life, that is all energy that is coming up right now that many people are experiencing. So just being gentle and compassionate first with yourself and allowing that to ripple out to others. And really, whenever you can, stepping back, reflecting on things and seeing them through different angles and perspectives to try and glean from them the lessons. If you saw something I shared last week with the Stars and Cards preview of that video that Neela and I did, I talked about that fishing rod going in and really reeling in something that's going to be great, and it's trash. It's a boot. It's something that you were like, what am I going to do with this? If you have thrown that net out there and what you're pulling in is a bunch of sifting through and looking through to see, wherein lies the treasure? Where are the goodies in there? Because there are always lessons and blessings. So hold on, allow yourself that moment to reflect and really project out to see, what is the big picture showing me? When I cast out that net, what all is coming forward in there for me? And, looking at the ways that these dynamics with others are truly serving us. So with that, I'm going to pull up a little excerpt from last year's share with my story about the Capitol and the reflection pool. So I hope everyone is having a good Friday, rolling into the weekend. We've got St. Patrick's Day for those who observe coming up this weekend, as well as really gearing up for things to take off into next week. So I will be back on Sunday for sure. I might pop in before then. I'll be back to do our week ahead card pulls for next week. So sending lots of love, many blessings. We'll talk soon. Let's take a look at the cards that are coming in to support you from the color, crystal, and spirit animal perspective. So first up, we have this amazing spa-like, gorgeous aqua, experience peace and calm. And right away, I saw Master Teacher number 33, bringing in that energy of the Master Teacher, Christ consciousness. I'm just feeling this clarity and cleansing of that pool reflection, and it is so telling because just yesterday I was in Washington, D.C. chaperoning a trip with my 9th grader. So it was me and 10 15-year-old girls navigating Washington, D.C. I have lots of stories. I have beautiful pictures. It was a gorgeous day. The cherry blossoms were in full bloom. Look at that. I just used both the words blossom and bloom right there. Wow. Okay. So, but one thing that really struck me that I didn't realize, we got to the reflection pool, which is situated between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Memorial, famous in Forrest Gump when Jenny runs across to Forrest, who is at the podium talking at a Vietnam protest. And it was drained. It was empty. It just had a strip of sort of murky water, and people were walking in the reflection pool, including us. And so I'm sharing here a couple pictures. I did manage to find that reflection in that strip, but I just found that to be so symbolic. You know, here is this big reflecting pool, literally the symbol of in the country's capital, in a place where we have this opportunity to be doing all of this reflection and seeing what is coming up for us to transcend, to heal, to evolve from on a global level, but also in our little lives. And, you know, there was all these people there, and it's like, well, here we are literally walking in this dried up reflecting pool. Are we reflecting enough? Is there enough of a reflection showing? Are we looking? It's murky, you know, all the different breadcrumb analogies. And ultimately, I found out today that that was purposeful, that it's actually the annual draining of the reflecting pool where they clean it. They have this thing called the super scrubber, and they're literally scrubbing out the goose poop. So it was actually said in the article that this is the annual cleaning, and that along with the cherry blossoms really show that spring is here. You know, so here we go again with the rebirth analogy, you know, this rebirth symbolism of what is happening now as we see it playing out on the big stage, this transformative time where things are coming down in order to be cleaned up and expanded upon and evolved. And so there's so many things going on there that of course we create. It starts with us, right within, in our own pools, in our own source of wisdom. And so the divine master teacher energy of 33 comes in with this absolutely clear and sparkling pool of aqua, experience, peace, and calm. So this is bringing in a state of serenity, tranquility, and peace, which can help to soothe your mind, calm your nerves. It's a great color to work with in meditation when you would like to experience inner stillness. We seem to be hearing that word right out the gate here. And it's also a color of patience, faith, acceptance, and coolness. So aqua dissolves your fears to increase your confidence and belief in yourself. So there's an exercise you can do. It's called Peace. I'm going to put that in your report. It's something that can help you to relax and focus on your inner stillness. So I love how this came up in the face of the reflecting pool and the spiritual breadcrumb analogies I was given yesterday, at a time where we have such an opportunity to focus on more of allowing, oh my goodness, I just heard the song, When Will My Reflection Show Who I Am Inside? And so I'm feeling that. That's from a Disney movie. Coming forward for you, then there's an opportunity to really pay attention at how you nourish your mind, body, and spirit, because it says right now you are wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet, or obsessing over a relationship, or choosing to eat food that is not healthy. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you are looking after your needs. Remember, the universe has a way of reflecting back to you. Here's that reflecting again. Wow. Reflecting back to you events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe wants to give you the very best, but needs you to do your part to participate and nourish your well-being. Heed her message and everything will shift in your favor. So another little thing happened yesterday in Washington, D.C., where I was just setting out for the day with these 10 girls and my hands full of maps and paper, papers that they had given us with our tickets and everything. And in the other hand, I had my phone with the map, walking directions and navigating everything. And somehow I didn't see the curb. And I fell on my face. I tripped. I landed right away on my left knee, but kind of was a little bit airborne and then skidded a little bit and hurt a lot of different points, but knew right away that my knee was hit hard. And so I kind of just in a flash had a moment of all the things going through my mind when I'm the only chaperone with all these girls, and I could feel the pain, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's over. I can't walk. What am I going to do? I went through the full spectrum. A police officer came over. Like suddenly I was the old lady on the ground. I'm okay. I'm fine. I actually managed through the day. I had brought some ibuprofen with me just by chance. It's not something I take that often, but luckily I had it, and I did take that. It did help me. Also brought in some other energetic healing and intentions as I moved through the day. And I'm very grateful. Like I said, it was a beautiful day. But I woke up this morning. It wasn't just the fall, definitely the fall that I was feeling the soreness and back pain. I have a large bruise and like some broken skin on my knee. Luckily, I didn't rip my pants. I'm looking at the bright side here. I didn't rip my pants. I was able to walk. It doesn't appear to be any, really serious damage, but very sore. Sore at other places too, all over, but also there was a lot of walking and such. But, I'm always looking for the spiritual breadcrumbs in everything. There's always something to it energetically. It's not, yes, I missed the curb. I tripped, you fall, it happens. But also, the interesting thing about our knees energetically is they represent control. Falling to your knees and kind of surrendering control or releasing and letting go is very symbolic, and I fell and I hit my knee, and it's on the left side, which is the divine feminine energy, which is about receiving. It's about our yin capacity. It's about the maternal energy. There's so many different things. Like I said, it's never as simple as I felt. Because to me, it might speak to some rigidity. It might speak to some opportunity for me to release control that I could be holding in ways I don't even realize. So these are the kind of things that I could follow Cal's spirit guidance to take a look at. How am I spending my time? What am I doing to energize myself and nourish my soul? And is there room there for me to really reflect on that? And what do I see back? And so I offer that personal anecdote to you as a way to see how we weave together that, as simple as, yes, it's a cow with a flower crown on a picture. There's so much more to it, right? So I hope that these three energies are speaking to you on some level as you see them.